Hello everybody, my name's Rebecca Stadler. We're here for February 2017's Pirate Fight Club. And overall it's a fairly free-flowing, not particularly structured event, and we just try to answer general questions about intellectual property. So depending on what the questions are, I can sort of jump in and give you information on intellectual property, or you can ask specific questions. It looks like everybody here is interested in trademarks, so I can start with trademarks. Dana, do you have any particular questions about trademarks?
Yeah, more about trademark infringement.
Oh, okay, that's always important.
Right.
I'll probably back up and start a little bit earlier just with what a trademark is. Is that good for you?
Yes.
Okay. So what a trademark does is it serves to identify the source of the goods and services. So for example, when you see the lovely little apple on the computer with a little bite taken out, you know that that's not Microsoft, you know that's from Apple.
Yeah.
If you see a Ford insignia on a car, you know that that's from Ford. And really what it's supposed to do is to protect from consumer confusion. So a lot of our clients will want to trademark their logos or their slogans or the name of their business so that it helps the consumer identify that the source of goods and services are from you, and then it protects them from confusion and nobody else is able to really use that trademark.
Right.
So anything that's confusingly similar is considered to be too close. So for example, if you've got Adidas for sneakers and somebody comes along and changes the A to a U at the beginning, that's going to be too close. So that's what's called confusingly similar. So anybody that's using something confusingly similar is probably guilty of trademark infringement. So that kind of goes to what you were possibly asking about. The question is whether the trademarks apply to other countries, and that's a great question. Overall, the trademark registration is only valid in the United States, but it is possible to go to other jurisdictions, Canada, Mexico, Europe, any place else in the world, and obtain trademark protection. So a big company like Nike would do that. They would have trademarks in every single country on the planet because they're selling stuff in every single country. But for the most part, anything that you file in the United States is really only valid in the United States and our territories.
So
Okay.
I started to make a business name and a logo,
Okay.
and it was with the NY on the end of it,
Okay.
but then there was already the same name without the NY on it.
Oh, okay.
And, you know, the actual business itself doesn't have a logo, it's a soap business,
Okay.
and it's on the other side of the country,
Okay.
but she trademarked her name,
So her name is Soaps for the Soul.
Soap.
Hmm?
Well, mine's Soaps for the Soul,
Okay, and what is hers?
Soap for the Soul.
Oh, okay. So
And I
just-
know the S doesn't change a big portion of that. However, the actual website address is ny.com.
For yours.
Yes,
And she's been using this and she has a registration.
exactly.
Do you have this as an LLC in New York State?
No, I saw that it was trademarked and LLC'd in Florida,
Okay.
and I was like, okay, I just need to figure some stuff out before I do anything else.
I think unfortunately you probably need to stop using it.
Yeah. I haven't made anything yet, so I was
Okay.
just
Well, that's the
literally-
good news.
I halted in my tracks. It's time to just
Yeah.
figure something out quick and just let it be done.
Yeah. So she's she's selling presumably soap,
Yeah.
and you're selling soap.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah. Unfortunately, so what happens in that case is the goods and services, the goods are identical, and the mark is very, very close. It's just one letter off. So that is going to meet the standard of confusingly similar. So if you did start selling soaps under this name, then you've got the potential for trademark infringement, and I think in that case you want to try and steer clear of that.
And the question was if it was Soaps for the Soul NY, as like the actual logo and printed. It's still too
I
close
think
because
it's
it's
still
the-
going to be too close. Yeah, unfortunately.
Same theory with anagrams.
With what?
Anagrams are like SFTS.
You could probably do SFTS, but I don't think it's going to be a particularly exciting
Yeah.
logo or name, unfortunately. So, and she trademarked this a while ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately that's,
Just a name, no logo.
Yeah, the logo isn't going to help you because the words are too
Mhm.
close, and adding a couple things here and there aren't really going to do enough to get it far enough away from the other registered mark, unfortunately. Yeah. And that actually is, that is sort of why we started Pirate Fight Club, for two reasons: to protect yourself against intellectual property piracy, but also to make sure that people around Buffalo are not engaged in intellectual property infringement and piracy, because we've had some clients come in here and they didn't know what they were doing, and they just went out and did their thing, and then they got federal lawsuits for trademark or copyright infringement. And when you're starting a business, that's the last thing you want, because you have, everybody always comes to me, we're pre-revenue, we don't even have any clients, and we have all these expenses. Well, then you don't want the added expense of a federal lawsuit. So I think it's great that you're here, and unfortunately I have bad news for you, but better now than in a couple months when you've done some marketing and branding and gotten a name locally for yourself, and then they hear about you across the country, and then they put the kibosh on that.
And the last question for that is, if I already have a DBA for a company, could that actually be the line of soaps, like it's part of the company that I already have?
You mean add on to your existing DBA?
Exactly.
The DBA doesn't specify what your business is doing. You're just telling Erie County or Niagara County that you're planning to do business under this name, and your business is a legal entity, and that's, you're doing stuff legally, so that's all they really care about, as long as you continue using that other name. So that name is not Soaps for the Soul?
Correct.
Okay, yeah. The other things that we do is we do copyrights and we do patents. We don't do a lot of copyright work, but copyrights protect original works of authorship, paintings, poems, choreography, music, things along those lines. So we can give you a little bit more information about that. And then the other area that we practice in is patent law, and that's typically for inventions.